Are we on?
Oh, I think
okay.
we're on. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So I am Tiffany Craig in the newsroom, along with Michelle Weller. She is, I'm going to call you a travel expert.
Okay.
Because I think you, okay, so she's with Travel Leaders Future Travel, but in this situation, you are just strictly our travel expert of the day.
Sounds good.
So we are talking about how to get the best deals, where to look, who to contact. And I'll go ahead and say up front that if you have questions, I mean, don't ask like, how much does it cost to get to Jamaica tomorrow? But if you have kind of general questions about booking, about anything travel related, I've got the iPad over here. I'm going to grab it and take questions in just a minute. But first off, let's start with some of the basics.
Okay.
All right, so your family decides, all right, we're going to go to, name your place, wherever it may be.
Okay.
What's the best day to start looking?
Well, where you can get the better deals on airfare, let's say, for example, would be Tuesday to Tuesday, that kind of it. You want to stay over a Saturday. So if you want to go for Sunday to Sunday, you're going to pay more. So
Okay.
So if you, and also Wednesday to Wednesday is another good time to look, or Wednesday to Monday if you just want to do the weekend, is going to be a lot better and a lot better deal than if you do Thursday, which is what everybody wants.
And you're talking about the days to book that travel, right?
The days to book, to start looking anytime.
Yeah, like
anytime.
Okay, so
But
I've heard that Tuesday was a really good day to start looking for flights. Is that not
Well,
true?
that's when you actually want to see the pricing on the flights. No, it's not true. It is not true. That is a myth. That
busted.
I think it's
myth busted right now. Okay.
That's a myth.
Okay.
No, people said, because probably they've seen it a couple of times where the airlines set their pricing on Tuesday, but that doesn't really happen anymore.
Oh.
So yeah.
So I'm a little late.
Yeah, that's okay. Travel changes every day.
So the idea is that you always want to stay a Saturday?
You want to stay over Saturday.
Over on a Saturday.
Yeah, to get a better deal on your airfare.
And does that pretty much apply if you're going from Friday to Monday, or you're going on like a super long vacation?
It applies anytime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anytime with your airfare. And you don't want to do like the days where everybody's traveling Monday morning, right, and Sunday night. That's going to be sold out, first of all. And second of all, it's going to be very expensive because that's what everybody wants. So if you want to get a better deal, you're going to look on those other days.
So Michelle has her phone here.
Yeah.
It's not, I didn't ask her to put it down, and here's why. Because as we've been talking, she gets updates, emails, new deals, new kinds of things. So what's big right now? What's going on?
What's big right now is that all of the vendors know that you have your IRS refund coming. And they have some really good ideas,
Sure.
on how to spend that money, right, which is on a trip. And so there's a lot of specials that they have. Royal Caribbean just sent me one for like $300 off plus a special onboard credit for anybody that books within the next week with their, once they get their tax refund.
From where to where?
Anywhere like out of a Royal Caribbean port. So you could go out of Galveston and go on a cruises they have down to Mexico, or they have Jamaica, Cayman Islands, that kind of thing. So, or you can go out to Florida, which a lot of people don't know is another way. A lot of people say I don't want to fly, but it can be a better deal to go out of Florida. You have more
fly
ships.
here to Florida and then take a cruise.
Or
out
even
of Florida.
drive. Some people drive, stop off in Destin for a couple days, and then head out to Florida. And you could do like a 3 or 4 day cruise and get a better deal than going out of Galveston.
Okay, so I always had it in my head that if I waited till the last minute, that maybe I would get a better deal.
No.
I'm all wrong on that, aren't I?
Well, you'll get a deal, but it's probably going to be the leftovers. Okay, it's whatever nobody wanted and they couldn't sell. Because the way the industry works is that they release their prices a year out, and then they start offering specials in the beginning. Because I'd say most of the people, 70% of the people, book their vacation between January and June. So if you want a deal on your June vacation, you should be booking in November and December, at least 9 months out. 9 months in advance is the best deal. And the good thing is about using a travel agent like me, a travel expert, is that you can make a deposit. So you make a deposit, $100, and then you just keep paying for 9 months, so you're not dishing out a huge amount of money.
Sure, all at once,
Right.
because that's a big chunk a lot of times when you're going on a nice trip.
And I always get these people calling me in June saying, I want to go next week, and they're surprised to find out that airfare is $2,000 round trip to Miami, to anywhere, to Mexico, to Dallas.
Sure, sure.
$2,000 to go to Dallas. So, I mean, it's craziness that, if you're waiting till the last minute, that is a myth. Unless you're going someplace nobody wants to go, right?
But then why would you want to go?
Exactly. So.
All right, so I'm going to step over here and grab the iPad for a minute for anyone who might have questions. And really, we're welcoming your questions. I'm not sure she can tell you specific prices on a specific trip. You never know. She seems to have a lot of answers, but let me grab the iPad really quick. Let me just take a look and see.
Because
what
like what I was saying is that, you know, travel nowadays is whoever's the best on the computer. And so us, that's all we do all day long with travel agents. We're just looking for things on the computer, right? And the second thing is that...
hold on.
Uh-oh.
We're having some audio. Turning it down. We're good. We're good. All is well.
Technical. You know, it's Facebook. So, so what a lot of people don't know is that, you know, we have access as travel agents to special vendors that you guys don't know about, that you don't have access to. And of course, you know, everything's a volume game. So if you go on and book your own thing, nobody knows who you are, but they know who I am because we book thousands of trips and we have special deals, special things that we can pull in and give you $200 onboard credits, things like that.
So I can't just name drop and then get your deal?
No. Well, please don't do that.
No, okay, I won't. No one do that because that's not really how it's supposed to work. So Shane, I'm just going to kind of talk about a few here. Shane says that he booked 3 months ago for August. Is that
that's
about
pretty good,
right
actually.
when you're
Shane,
booking?
I'll say that's pretty good. I don't know what your deal is. You could email it to me. I could check it for you. But no, that's a pretty good time frame. Like right now, today, I just got a special on booking a river cruise in Paris. And it was dirt cheap, $300 for airfare. $2,000 off for a couple, and something like $39.59 for a river cruise for, you know, 7 days and 6 nights. I mean, you can't go to Europe for those kind of prices, and that's in December, and here we are in what, you know, April. So that is a good timing. Good shot.
So Claude says, and you'll like this, the internet is for looking, a travel agent is for booking.
Oh, he's smart. Oh, how'd you figure that out? Okay, that is really good. Okay, another thing you can do, I'll give you a secret. Maybe travel agents will get mad at me, but what you do is you go to the travel agent and you give them everything, okay? Give them your birthday, you know, give them your names and everything. They can hold things. You guys can't hold stuff. We can hold stuff. So you go in, you hold it, and then you have some time to make your decision, right? Like a week, let's say. So then you can go looking, your wife can go looking, or your husband can go looking, and you can look all you want. And then you go back to the travel agent and go, look what I found. They're like, oh, I can get that and better.
Oh.
Yeah. Inside secret. So.
Wow. I'm gonna.
So I mean, a lot of travel agents don't want me to tell you that. You can go look, but that's what people do. They're going to look anyway, right? They're going to go out and see if they can get a better deal. So he's right. He's absolutely right.
Okay.
Like
so somebody's asking the best day to rent a car for a vacation. Do you know the answer to that?
Oh, that depends on your destination. Okay, that depends on your destination and what's going on in the city.
So this is Kim asking.
Okay.
This is Kim asking that question.
Yeah, Kim. Okay, hi Kim.
Hey Kim.
Yeah. So yeah, great. That's a great question. You know, it depends on the day where you're going. Actually, so let's say we're going to Hawaii. All right, you want to book your car 9 months before you get to Hawaii, because if you wait until the day or whenever day when you get to Hawaii a week before, the cars will be sold out. There's only so many cars on the island. It's an island, right? So that's one. That's one good example. Another good example is, let's say we're going to Cleveland. I don't know where we're going to go, Boston, anywhere. If there's a conference going on, there's never a good day of the week to book that car because it's going to be expensive. Because people have booked conferences a year out. So, you know, they've planned. If you have a big conference going on in Las Vegas, the people who plan that have planned that 1 year in advance. So you have to, it just depends on what city you're going to. So cars don't really make a difference. There's not a difference in the day of the week you book.
So Jacqueline is asking, how much is a travel agent? Because obviously you have to get paid as well. So,
well, there's two types of travel agents or travel agency divisions, let's say, okay? So you have the division, it's a corporate division. We do corporate travel. So a company has, you know, let's say 100 travelers, they're traveling all over the world, and we just book their airfare and their cars for them. There's a fee associated with that to manage that travel. And there's a lot of benefits the corporations get out of it and all that kind of stuff. But if you're just booking a cruise or you're booking a Disney package or you're booking a trip to Europe, you don't have to pay the travel agency anything. The vendor pays them, okay? And people are thinking, why does that happen? Well, the reason why is because Disney can't afford to have all these hundreds of people sitting around on salary answering 50 million questions about how much does it cost. They let us do that. And then when we book it, they pay us. So you don't have to pay for a travel agent if you're doing a cruise, a tour. But if you're just booking an airfare, or you know, sometimes if you're booking something really cheap like a hotel that's $50, they might charge you a fee for that. But if you're booking a package to Mexico, you know, cruise out of Galveston or whatever, trip to Europe, you don't pay a travel agent extra.
So somebody says, Caesar is asking, the best place for a trip in November.
November, okay, well gosh, let's just dream about where we want to go.
Jeez, I have like 100 places on my list, but what is good? What's good in November?
Well, it depends on what you want. I mean, if you want to go skiing, okay, I have some options for that. You know, there are, one thing that's really interesting is there's a lot of all-inclusive ski resort vacations in Europe. that are cheaper sometimes than going to Colorado. That's a cheat inside. Can you believe that? You can go to Switzerland and go skiing cheaper than going to Colorado or Vail. So that's interesting for November. I mean, that's a cold spot if you want to go to a cold spot. If you want to go to a warm spot, I mean, you just got to watch out for the hurricane locations, which is also where travel agents come in handy. Because you think you have the perfect trip, and then you go to the travel agent. She's like, "What are you doing?" Hurricanes or whatever, you know. If you want to go to Hawaii, that's a great spot to go. November is off season for, you know, pretty much everywhere, except for Thanksgiving week. Excuse me.
Sure.
Thanksgiving week is probably the most expensive.
So Michelle Weller, obviously a wealth of information when it comes to travel. She's our travel expert who's here answering questions. And somebody says, I think we've covered some of this, but we're going to go back for those of you just joining us. How far in advance should you book flights for Europe to get the best price? Oh,
okay. For Europe, well, right now it's pretty cheap to get flights to Europe because it's on the downturn. A lot of people don't want to go there. So it's good to book anytime. But they release prices 9 months out. That is the best time to book it. But what's better to book to Europe is a little secret, inside secret.
Okay. Everyone listening?
Okay.
Are you listening? All right.
If you do just book your flight, then book your hotel, then book your this and this, it's going to be more expensive than if you do a package through a travel agency because we have access to wholesale discounted airfare. That's a secret, insider secret. So you won't have access to that on the internet. So if you're doing that, you know, you would be booking that also 9 months out in advance is going to be the best price time. Like, for example, I'll give you Viking River Cruises right now. Okay. Viking River Cruises, they had a special for next year, June of 2018. See, I tell you how long in advance it is. And they have airfare already that's like $495 to Europe. You can't get that online. That's a special insider thing that only I would know about. You wouldn't know about that. So things like that. We have that with pretty much every vendor. So, but every place, you can get some of those bulk airfares down to Mexico, Costa Rica, those areas, Panama, that kind of thing. Also South America. But yeah, if you book it in a package deal, it's going to be much better than if you just book your airfare separately. Did that answer the question?
It does. It does. So Gerald is asking a question, which is I think is a hot topic now because Cuba.
Cuba, that's right.
Is there anything special I need to know about traveling to Cuba in October on a cruise?
Okay, cruise. That's what I was going to say. I forgot to mention that. That is the hot thing. Cuba now cruises Norwegian. Yep. You've got Royal Caribbean going to Cuba. No, they are going to provide you with the information to get the visa. Okay, it's always been like the big deal about getting your visa.
Right.
Good thing going on a cruise. Okay, if a lot of people try to just fly there and book their hotel online, and they show up and the hotel never got the money. So you want to be careful about that. And getting visas can be a little bit difficult. Going through the cruise company, they are going to set you up with your visa and tell you how to get the visa accomplished, and everything will be fine.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're going on a cruise, like I'm hoping it's a legitimate cruise and not some random thing he picked up.
I'm going to go with yes.
A legitimate vendor, okay? Like some Joe's Cruises, I don't know. I can't help you with that.
Brittany.
Royal Caribbean, you're good.
So I like this. Brittany just popped in with a question, and she says, I think this is how do you know the difference between a good and bad travel agent?
That's a good question.
So we're asking a travel agent about that.
Okay.
Here we go.
Without, I have to be real careful. I don't want to offend anybody.
Okay.
Okay. A really good travel agent is going to take their time, okay, with you. Okay. In other words, they're not going to whip out a quote in 5 seconds. So if somebody's whipping out a quote for you in 5 seconds, they didn't think about it too much. A good travel agent usually takes a week to get back to you and go through everything and all the options. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So that way they have a chance. What they do behind the scenes secret again is they're going to be bidding out and negotiating your trip with several different suppliers to try and figure out what the best deal is
before they ever send the information to you.
A good one. Okay. Yeah, a good one. A good one will do that because they know that that's the best. I mean, that's what you would do. Wouldn't you go to 2 different car dealerships and you know, try to figure out which is the better one to get your car? It's the same thing with the with us. We go to different vendors and we bid it out, you know, and that's a good travel agent.
I've had a few people ask, so this is your opportunity to plug your business because people are asking how to get in touch with you. So
how to get in touch with me? Okay, so well, you can go on our Facebook page. It's Travel. It's at Travel H-Town, so Facebook Travel H-Town, or our website is www.futuretr.com. Okay.
Say it again.
Futuretr.com. Okay. Or travelleaders.com/future. That's another website where we have some specials and stuff on there. Our phone number is 281-480-1988. You can call anytime.
There you go.
And or also our email is futuretravel@travelleaders.com.
One more time.
futuretravel@travelleaders.com.
Elizabeth wanted to ask, do I need a travel agent for Disney World or do it on my own?
Oh,
and
I
then
would,
when you talk about Disney World, also
Good
talk
question.
about Disneyland too, because
Great.
that's
Yes,
important
yes.
here.
Okay, good question, great question. So Disney World's probably one of our biggest divisions at our company, because Disney World really is helpful when you have a travel agent, because a lot of people think they can do it on their own and then they end up doing the wrong thing. Like, for example, people think they can book off-site at Disney World, okay? That's a bad idea. If you go off-site and get some, rental property off of Airbnb, you're going to be taking 3 hours to drive into the park every day and 3 hours to drive out at night. That's not going to be fun. I'm going to say that right now. You want to stay on property if you're at Disney World.
Yeah.
Okay. The problem is that there's also varying places you can stay that have different meanings. Meal programs. How do you manage that? How do you manage your check-in and your check-out? Your wristbands. All these various things. It's really good to have a travel agent. They will make sure that you get the princess dinner instead of the leftover whatever dinner. Okay, so it's true.
The princess dinner sounds delicious.
Princess dinner is really important, or the Darth Vader competition for the boys, right? There's a special way to get into that, and if you try to do it yourself, you usually won't get it. So better to use a travel agent. The other thing is that Disney comes out with a good special, all free meal plan, but they never announce it. They announce it to travel agents first.
Okay, wait.
So
Need you to say that again.
Okay, I'm going to say it slower.
Okay.
So Disney always has every year a free meal plan, meaning you get your meals free with your hotel. So let's say you booked your hotel.
Okay.
It's coming along, and we know they release this about September or October. They tell us, travel agents, and we're on the phone getting them their free meal plan before they get a chance to do it. Travel agents get a chance to do that first. So you could add a free meal plan to your package. Disney just announces it, so you don't know when it's coming, but we do. So that's one really important thing. The other important thing we talked about, Disneyland.
Yep.
Okay. A lot of people don't know this, but Disneyland is a really good value option, a cheaper option than Disney World. It's a lot smaller. You can stay off property there for better prices, Best Westerns and things like that are actually very nice, and also have transpo. And it's smaller, but if you have little kids or things like that, they won't know the difference. It'll be almost exactly the same thing.
Transpo. Okay, so Jamie Ward has a question.
Great.
And
Hi, Jamie.
I'm entertained by the question. I don't know if he's asking in jest or if he really wants to know.
Okay.
So we're going to ask about nude beaches and nude resorts.
Oh, well.
Do you know of this?
Yes, of course I do.
I'm going to step out for 2 seconds. Go ahead. Tell the audience.
Well, it depends. Usually it's French. Any of the French islands.
Okay, fine. I'm coming back. All right.
If there's any French islands down in the Caribbean, those are the topless beaches. They do have some in Mexico also. They're private beaches that are, adults only. Jamaica, people probably know what hedonism is.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
so, that kind of thing. But, it's really good to discuss this with your travel agent so we don't have to go over here.
And seriously, just lay it out. Like, if that's what you're after, just
yeah, just lay it out. Let them
it
know
go.
what Believe me, we get everything. We know, we've heard everything. I mean, everything.
I bet you have.
I've heard everything.
All right, so Sharon wants to know, and she's full on asking
Okay.
for your opinion
Sure,
on this
no
one.
problem. Hey, Sharon.
What do you recommend for an all-inclusive honeymoon? And I think a lot of that's going to depend on how much you're willing to spend.
Yes.
But if
Well-
someone walked in and just said, what would you do?
Okay, here's my advice to everyone. What is your dream? Okay, because really what we're selling here is we're selling a dream. We're not selling a vacation, right? So you start with your dream. You price it out. A lot of people's dream is the overwater bungalow in Tahiti, right?
Oh, right here.
Yeah, me too. And then, you start to scale it back from there. Oh, the price tag's too high.
Right.
Well, you can try these other islands like Moorea. Moorea is a good option. We put a lot of people over there in Moorea. That's right next to Bora Bora.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So you're still in Tahiti technically, but you're not on Bora Bora, right? You're in the island over. Offers overwater bungalows. It's beautiful. I've been there myself, and it's amazing. So, that's where you start with. Or you start with, like, say, the Seychelles, and then go from there, right? Okay, another thing, all-inclusive. Of course, Mexico is the best value you will get for all-inclusive, period. It's the best, okay? They have the best exchange rate. If you go to Cabo, Cancun, even Puerto Vallarta, they started building new resorts now. And the second best is Punta Cana. That's the second best value, I would say, in terms of all-inclusives.
It's beautiful there.
It's beautiful. I mean, they have all new resorts, and they have the high level of service that you get in Mexico. If you're going out to, like, say, Costa Rica, it might be a little bit less expensive, but it's not that kind of level that you're expecting from, say, you know, an American resort or like Mexico, where they have the highest, you know, level of service and food and options and things like that. So, got any other good ones?
Okay, so she's given out the contact information. What I'll do is, as soon as we're done here, I can go back in and put some of that information out there, so you can just copy and paste it. So you'll have it if that's what you, if you want to be able to get in touch with her, with Michelle. So Amber says she's going to Bora Bora. Yay. She's going.
Love it.
What's the best time to book and go to save money? The best time of year? Bora Bora.
Anytime? I don't know that there's any time to go.
Can you save money going to Bora Bora?
Not really.
Like,
no.
You're investing in a good time.
Yeah, Bora Bora is going to be expensive. Doesn't matter when you go, because the weather there, they're right on the equator, so it's beautiful. It's 24/7 beautiful. I mean, it's just, you know, 365, 24/7 beautiful. I mean, I don't think there's really a bad time to go. You might want to, there might be a little bit of a rainy season, but, which is, I believe, in August. But I think you can get to the other side of the island. And no, Bora Bora, there's not really a good deal. Hawaii, though, if you go during the rainy season, like in December, you can get a better deal. But they don't have Bora Bora.
But I mean,
it is Bora Bora. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
No.
So here's a question. Is going to a timeshare presentation a way to get a cheap vacation? Is that a good idea?
Yikes.
I kind of knew that was coming, but can you just maybe
Well, I'll give you this a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I have had a lot of people call me in desperation the next day after purchasing a timeshare when they were completely smashed, because that's what they do, is pour liquor the whole time. Should I be saying this on TV?
No, it's okay. We're on Facebook. It's all good.
For Facebook, you can say anything.
It's fine.
So they work, you know, because that's what they do. They bring you in the room and they ply you full of alcohol and they talk to you for 2 hours, and then you're signing these papers away to the, and the next day they're calling me, how do I get out of this? And I'm like, I don't know. I cannot help you get out of this.
So perhaps not getting smashed.
Yes,
when
don't
you're
get smashed.
Travel.
It's like Vegas, okay? If you're going to gamble, don't drink.
Okay. So here's one. Someone asks, advice you give aspiring travel agents.
Oh, that is a great question. Okay. So aspiring travel agents, a lot of travel agents, it depends on what you want to go into. If you want to go into the corporate side where you're like a corporate travel agent booking corporate, there is a program out there called TravelLeadersOfTomorrow.com. TravelLeadersOfTomorrow.com. They will train you and help place you into different jobs. Okay, so that's a good one. If you're interested in becoming just like a leisure vacation agent, there's a whole different, you know, career path. It's more of a sales job now than just sort of a, I want to help you with your travel, because, you know, inevitably people are going to tell you, well, I got a better deal. So it's like a sales job. You got to bid it out to different people, and you're not just handing over the travel to somebody. So if you want to be a leisure agent, we have a program where we train independent contractor type people who want to train up, or the TravelLeadersOfTomorrow.com also trains leisure agents. And that's what I would recommend to them to go take a look at.
We're going to go back to this one, and I knew it would come up again. Disney World. Someone wants to know the best time to book.
To book or actually stay? Because the book is going to be always going to be.
I don't know, Tracy. If you're there listening, can you kind of clarify? Are you trying to figure out the best time to go or the best time to book?
I think she means stay.
She probably does.
She probably means stay, because the best time to book is always a year to 9 months in advance. That's the sweet spot.
Do people really plan that far ahead?
They really do. The smart ones do, because they know. Yeah.
For the rest of us.
Oh yeah.
You really. This is a time now. If you're not like a pre-planner, because I'm not really good at planning that far ahead. Although this year I'm planning ahead, but you know this. But it really do look ahead and figure out when you want to go on vacation, then figure out where you want to go, right?
Exactly. And so let's go back to Disney World.
Okay.
So at Disney World, to get the best price, the times that are the off season for Disney is when the kids are in school. Which, you know, I didn't say that if any teachers are listening, but that's the best time to book to go to Disney, is when the kids are in school. And not on holidays like Christmas or that kind of thing. You want to go the week before Christmas, the week after Christmas. You want to go the week before Thanksgiving, the week after Thanksgiving. So, you know, when the kids are in school, Disney's going to be a lot cheaper than when it's high season, which is the June, July, and August. Yeah.
Okay, so we're about to run out of battery juice here, but let's do some final thoughts here on anybody who is interested in traveling to wherever, whether it's somewhere, you know, a few hours away or a few thousand miles away. What are some sort of takeaways from our conversation today?
Well, I think we kind of determined that you really want to book in as far in advance as possible. That's when you're going to get the best deals. And you don't have to be afraid, because like with Disney, if the price goes down on a special, it can get applied to your booking. So it's like, oh, well, I'm going to miss out because they might have a special in November. Well, it doesn't matter. You can get that applied.
Do they automatically do that, or do you have to bring that to someone's attention?
Well, they send it to us.
Got it.
Yeah, they send it to us. So you would, if you did it on your own, you would have to figure that out yourself. But they send it to us, and then we apply it, right?
Got it.
To the booking. So they'll alert us that it happens. It doesn't happen often, I have to tell you. But if it does, you know, in certain things like Europe, when there was a lot of activity with terrorism over there, there was a lot of drop in pricing, and a lot of people, you know, were doing well. Europe's starting to go back up now, but you can still get good deals to Europe. So book in advance. I think that was the number one thing. And the other thing is off season. If you want to book off season or go off season, you know, a lot of people don't want to go when it's colder to Europe, but you're going to get a better price if you go. You know, a lot of people don't want to go when it's in the off season in Hawaii. Could be a couple rainy days, but it's cheaper.
And if you're wondering, well, how do I figure out what the off season is? It really is like a simple Google search.
Yes.
And you can go, I go to Google Flights, and you can look at a graph of the entire year and kind of scroll through to find where it's lowest.
Right.
That's what I do all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how I know.
You can also look up what's the rainy season too.
Right.
Like you can look what's the rainy season in Costa Rica, what's the rainy season here, so you can see when, you know, what the precipitation is going to be for anything. We just booked somebody for an igloo in Finland. That's hot right now. People stay for their honeymoon in an igloo in Finland. That's really hot. So, you know, you look for different times of the year on the internet, like what you said. That's a good one. The other one that we came out with is that, you know, for Disney World, you do want to go through a travel agent. You got to be careful about booking off property, and Disneyland is a better deal. Or mixing Disney World with a 3-day cruise out of, you know, Florida on a Disney cruise. You can get a lot cheaper vacation that way.
Okay.
That was one. And then the other one that we had the takeaway was...
I don't remember.
Neither.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. Thanks to Michelle for being here, and thank you for your insider tips. Thank you all for joining us, and happy vacation booking, and I hope you have a great vacation wherever it may be. And that is it from us in the station right now.
Thank you.
Oh, they're on their way to turn us off, so we're all done here.
Yeah, and don't forget